Hi everyone, Marsha Ann Condon here of Unstuck Ministries and Butterfly Blue Ministries. Both are healing ministries, just so that growth is promoted, change is promoted, so that people can have different outcomes. Cycle breakers, in a sense, is what I love to say. That my husband and I both, we just love breaking cycles, and we personally are not breaking them. Jesus says we love to be used that way, to be instruments, His instruments, and that's what I wanted to talk about here today. And I touched base on that last night. If you were to watch last night's episode of Unstuck Unplugged, I was solo for most of it, but I really felt the Lord wanting to bring light or wisdom to what voices we're listening to, because the voice that's familiar to us is kind of like our shepherd. You know, I referenced the scripture last night in John 10, where it talks, Jesus is actually talking about the good shepherd and what that looks like, and how the sheep do know the voice of the shepherd, and so then they follow that voice. And the shepherd's there to protect and to nourish. And I know Psalm 23 talks about that as well, just what the good shepherd does. So, my point here, and to elaborate on last night's, is just, I woke up as well, just almost just my heart repenting. I had a repentive heart just because of how I have listened to other voices then. So other voices have been familiar to me, and I have then listened and followed those voices. And those voices might say, and I'm going to go by what I believe sometimes with my husband, that he's out to get me. Trauma takes over, and I believe a lie that, he's not can be trusted, and he's going to betray me, or he's going to somehow he's out to get me or punish me. And that's not the good shepherd's voice. That is the enemy's voice, because even Jesus speaks of Satan in John 10 as he's speaking to the Pharisees, and they of course do not understand him, and it states that they did not understand him. Shocker. Religious people still don't understand the simplicity of Jesus. Well, he mentions about the enemy being here to kill, steal, and destroy, and the enemy is a shepherd too, and he shepherds his flock. So I know when I'm listening to those voices, I'm being shepherded by the enemy. I'm not being shepherded by Jesus, my heart. And when we speak of being shepherded, yes, a sheep in the natural will follow and recognizes the voice of its shepherd and does follow its shepherd in and out of the gate. They will not follow a stranger, and Jesus explains that in John 10. So I have to say then, my heart is in being shepherded by something other than Jesus, because if my heart is being shepherded by Jesus, I'm going to bear the fruits, and I'm going to be at peace, and I'm going to be representing the heart of the Father towards people. I'm not going to take offense. My heart is not going to be in a posture of offensiveness. My heart is not going to be in a posture of fear. And that's where that comes in, is fear of, whether it's fear of rejection, fear of betrayal, fear of being even alone, or just fear of man in general. And fear is not from God either. There is a fear of the Lord, but that's different. That's of reverence and awe of just how almighty and powerful he is. It's a place of surrender. It's not a place of fear, as in, oh gosh, I got to fear that he's going to come and smite me. That's religion. Relationship says, no, my dad is so amazing. He carries the universe in his hand, and he's so powerful, and I'm just in awe of him. And so I'm going to bow down in reverence and awe and just submit myself to him. So there is a big difference. But if I am to be completely surrendered to God, and in that place of fear of who he is and just how powerful he is, I would be mindful of the words I speak, because I would not want to offend him, because I would know that the posture of my heart and what I'm being shepherded by, and don't hear me when I say this, the posture of my heart and what I am allowing my heart to be shepherded by will produce the words out of my mouth. My mouth will speak that of which my heart is postured in. I'm going to say that again. My mouth will speak that of which what my heart is postured in, and the place, the position where my heart, what I'm rooted in, my heart is rooted in and grounded in, that is what I'm going to speak out. So therefore, if I am lashing out at my husband due to an offense I took, due to believing some lie, and I go and I speak from that place, I am dishonoring my husband. I am being disrespectful to my husband. I am tearing down my husband. I am lashing out at him where my heart is. I am then dishonoring God. I am speaking to God's Son in a way that is not kind. Therefore, I am not being mindful of who God is and the gift that he's given me, the time that he is giving me to be the wife of his Son. I do not own my husband. I do not own my children. Everything is God's. What am I doing? How am I honoring and respecting God with what he is giving me on loan, really? It's just on loan to me. The posture of the heart is crucial. And who are we listening to? Who are we allowing our heart to be shepherded by? And it is a choice. We wake up every morning and we can choose at that point surrender, humility, which is a place of humility, or pride. Dave and I talk about that all the time, that we are aware of our pride, because we know pride is what's going to get in the way. Pride is what's going to divide us. And so we know that humility and a place of humility, or posture of humility, will keep us connected. So I hope this encourages you, because my heart is to encourage you, first of all, that I know some people look at Dave and I, they think, oh, it's just a great relation. Oh, look, we are two humans that are broken and trying to do marriage the best we can. We're not perfect. We struggle. We fall down. We poop on each other. We're learning how to do marriage as God would desire us to do it, which would be honoring of him, repenting, have a repentive heart, being humble, admitting when we're wrong, when we've screwed up, not keeping a record of wrongs. Pretty much can list out what the fruits of the Spirit are. Being gentle and kind and compassionate, slow to anger. Yeah, I'm working on that one. Those are those things that I'm like, oh Lord, this is when I know I need Jesus. It's those things where you get triggered, and you feel it, and I know those are those times when I have to do something different, because if I do something different at that moment, I am choosing a different outcome. So anyway, I just want to encourage you to love on yourself, to be mindful, and you're loving yourself well by being mindful of what voice you're listening to. Because whenever I've listened to a voice that's going to bring me down, I'm not being good to my own heart. And I'm not then being good to anyone else. I'm not going to be the best wife or the best mother when I'm listening to a voice that's going to bring me into a pit. So I bless you today. Just, I hear the word to just let yourself off the hook. You know, even if you've woken up today and you're not feeling, you're feeling a little down, or you might even feel a little guilty of something you did recently, or how you reacted to something, or what you said, and you're judging yourself. I just want to encourage you to let that go. Just let the judgments go, even of yourself. Take yourself off the hook. Release yourself from whatever measuring stick you've placed and that you just never can meet. So, yeah, you're okay. You're going to be okay. And God's got this. He's way bigger. Choose today to look at who you've been shepherded by. And just be aware. I'm always like, awareness leads to wholeness. Be aware of whose voice is familiar. If it's a voice that makes you sad and depressed, then choose to look into that. Look into the area of your heart that is sad and ask Jesus for healing. Same thing with if it's an area of your heart and the voice that's familiar is a voice of regret. You know, look into that. See where part of your heart is believing a lie that you have things to regret. And give that to Jesus and ask for healing in that area. He's so ready to heal. He so desires to be your good shepherd. Love you guys, and God bless.